Audio test 1, 2. Audio test 1, 2. Audio test 1, 2. All right, good morning, everyone. June 22nd, 2026 live stream. Just getting situated here, guys. Should get started in just a second. Okay. All right, everything's being shared. Let's get started with today's review. Okay. You guys didn't trade Friday. I haven't looked at Friday's PA, but I'm glancing on it on Friday. I didn't kind of think of glad that good morning, GS KG. I was glad that I didn't trade Friday. I didn't see anything clear, at least on my phone on a tiny screen. Let's get through it. Let's see what we have here today. And let's get right into it. So we're entering the macro right now, right off the bat from the 1 minute without even looking at high time frames. You can see here from Asia, we definitely opened up, lower. There's a new day opening gap. We pushed into it. You can definitely draw it out. There's a new day opening gap down here. I usually have one of my indicators actually should draw them out. Show new day opening gaps last 2 days. Why aren't you showing it? Let's maybe do this. Oh, that's because it was a holiday. The new day opening gap's not showing. But anyways, there's a new day opening gap here. We pushed lower. Asia at 8 o'clock or 7:59. We pushed higher. We kind of had a nice rally back up to that new day or new week opening gap. We pushed around, pushed higher during London, and then we kind of consolidated since here. And remember, it's very simple trading pre 930. We kind of always scrunch up the charts and see where did price create relative equal lows and relative equal highs. That's going to be the pre 930 drive. And you can see here, this is where we're at. Give me one sec, guys. I just have to connect my Tradevate to the trading. Let's do. All right, connected. So where will price most likely go. So you can see here at London, we created this nice high here. Okay, where was it? It never breached yesterday's or Friday's high, which is here. And then it kind of collapsed lower. So this is like a very interesting level. Okay. There's definitely liquidity here. So this is going to be, we're going to draw eyeballs as our areas of interest. Yeah. Good morning, Philip. We've got an eyeball here. And then down here, we've got smooth lows. Okay. So here is like area number 2 that I'm liking. I'm liking area number 2 more than area number 1. Remember, there's 2 levels of liquidity. We've already pushed up higher, like the narrative, all of Asia, all of London. I'd want to see a sell side liquidity sweep. And now what we look for, again, higher time frames, again, nothing too juicy. But now what we look for is, key PDR rates. So we got new day opening gap here above us. That's Friday's. Looks like we broke below it. We've got these 2 relative equal lows. This is the easier target to grab if shorting. And then I look for predominant fair value gaps here. So let's look at the first one after 6 o'clock. So this one right here is really nice. Okay. This one, I am staring at me in the face. Bam. Okay. Once the price breaks below it, I think it's going to be really hard to even grab, a position, but you're dealing with that. We're in the macro right now. This liquidity here has been grabbed. This is old liquidity. We drove lower. We're pushing into this imbalance right here. We had a shift in market structure to the upside into the new day opening gap. And then going to be watching if there's anything, for it to go off here. This box is a 5-minute fair value gap. It is Monday morning, guys. Monday morning can be finicky. It's usually a bit slower than all the other pre-9:30 sessions. Last Monday was no bueno. Let's see if we have any news. Forex Factory. No news today, guys. No USD news. All right. There's no news day Monday. And that's the analysis. Yeah, again, nothing too complex. This fair value gap right here that I denoted, it's the first one, or it's not the first one, but it's sitting on a quadrant. So these 4 green levels, they are yesterday's, so Friday's daily premium high wicks. And again, I try sometimes to key off of high probability fair value gaps, which sit on these quadrants sometimes. Again, it was a very small wick on Friday. It was also a holiday. So might be a bit weaker than it usually is. But again, just looking for confluence factors here on what can support a trade, either to the downside or to the upside. I do like how price kind of filled up some of this imbalance here on the 1 minute. Like that 630 drop lower, I've kind of pushed up into it. bodies are still closing within it, and then kind of it pushed lower. The real negatives for this trade here are, number one, if you're taking a short, I think it's really hard to position your stop loss. Number one, if it were to go down, and this is not like an A+ entry, I'm not taking it. I'm just walking through just logic on, if I were to take, this, how would it look like? If I were to take it, let's say right here on this candle before, now it's going up, but I'd have my stop loss above this high, but it's right. It's within a 5-minute fair value at mean threshold, like right at the middle there. If I were to target the low, it wouldn't even be a 2-to-1. It would be a 1.8-to-1. We did have a shift of market to the upside, right? So high, low, higher, higher. Sorry, high, low, higher, high, lower high might be forming. So that's like, this is the shift in structure here to the upside. It could possibly go higher. I'm not saying it's not. So again, there's really not that much going with the trade, and we're currently trading in this first presentation. Fair value up here of 6 a.m. So you can see here, mean threshold is holding. So there's a lot of negatives to it. Hence, not something that I would take. And right now, if you were to enter it right there, you would get smoked. All right, execution marks are on. Okay, perfect. So currently waiting for something to give us a bit more clarity here. So I am liking like this overall short target. We got this long target here as well. And price has been in this area since 4 o'clock. So it's been 2 to 3 hours now. I did connect 5 more accounts this morning to my general setup. So I'm currently at 8 accounts, slowly growing it up. But the 5 that I attach are just, they're not past evaluations. They're just evaluations. So I'm giving myself the next 3 to 4 days to pass them. Explosive candle at 7 o'clock to the upside. So again, it's that 7 o'clock candle that gives us disruption usually. Oh, hey, Cam Bam. Okay. It really sucks not trading 3 days in a row. Like the weekend just feels way too long. But since we're pushing up here, let's look into higher time frames here for a sec. Okay, so nothing's really happening, guys. I'm watching the 1 minute here. If something happens, we'll come back to it. But going into the 1 hour time, sorry, the daily time frame, this is what it looks like right now. My overall bias is long for the daily. Like we, pushed down, grabbed sell side, we pushed higher, we pulled back into this gap here, and it looks like we're probably heading for all-time highs. So that's what the daily looks like. 1 hour. 1 hour. What do we have here? We open up on Sunday, we closed lower, we grabbed sell side, we pushed higher, and we've been trending higher ever since. So to be honest, these relative equal highs I want to grab. It would be really nice for the 1 minute to come down and snag everything before that final push. That would be ideal. But 1 hour is bullish generally. Daily is bullish in my opinion. 15-minute. It's consolidating here. Technically, it could do one of the two things. It can push lower or higher here. But technically, it's in a bullish delivery. And then the 5 minute here on the bottom. This fair value gap here will invert. But again, there's too much sell side below us. So I'm a bit worried about that. So, is price going to push to all-time highs today or yesterday's high? I really feel like it's a trap. I feel like it wants to take out the sell side. Like look at this right here. Look at ES on the 1 minute. Let me hide that. Look at ES, like these smooth lows. Like this is shit that you have to watch out for, guys. Even though you think that, we're going to push higher, we might. And if it does, let it. But there's a chance that it's just going to muck duck everyone to the downside. Give me one sec, guys. It's got someone at the door. I think it's delivery. One sec. Holy shit, what just happened? Look at that. I left and price just exploded here to the upside. Okay. Crazy. All right. Relative equal highs with yesterday's target have been swept right now. What made that go up so fast? Financial juice. Huh. That was definitely insane there, what just happened. But anyways, left all of these relative equal lows for us. It pushed higher, it grabbed yesterday's high, and it grabbed these relative equal highs from London. That really sucks that it was taken because that was a future target for us. But again, if you're kind of thinking about like if I could have taken it now, going long off of this, something like this, in theory, you have like the shift in structure and maybe a support of level, but there's just so much liquidity below you. I think that'll be a very poor trade to the upside, anyways. Yeah, it's freaking. What was that? That's a good question. Madness. In terms of fading this, here, let me find some more levels here. plots more things above us so we know what we're dealing with. This line here, this is going to be all-time highs, okay? We're probably going to hit this over the next few days. We got to watch it. All-time highs. And then there's this high here. This is just buy side liquidity. And then other than that, there's really nothing stopping from price getting from here to here. So it was an interesting grab on liquidity there. And at this point, it looks like we have to wait for it's this is going to be the inversion there. If it gets below that, trying to take these lows. 3-1. MQ. What is that? 20. Oh, I'm so slow here. 3. Now, okay. I'm like, might be a decent short here, to be honest. 27. I'm just trying to calculate my risk here. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I'm so slow at adjusting my freaking position here. Are you kidding me? Come on, come back up here. Get back up. Mother flipper. There was a short here, unfortunately. Total target tick, current size 4. Yeah, this would have been. I was sleeping on that. If I was top step, I would have just shot it in, but because I'm trading trade of A, it takes me a bit while to calculate. Like I need 15 seconds to get in. But anyways, if you guys got in here, good. We're hunting these lows right now. This is like so let's see if we get a pullback here. I'll be watching this level here. I'll be watching this level here. See if we can get a pullback here. Stop can be below, I guess, this high here. I'll be happy. Above the mean threshold of like this last bullish order block. Give us a pullback. 35. I already take it there with a stop loss there. That would still be a 2-1. That'll be 3 contracts. MQU, is this the right? Okay. So I'm going to try to get in right there. Once it breaches this fair value gap here, just to the upside. I'm hoping I get a pullback here. And then it's going to hopefully push lower to these lows here. This is I like this trade a lot. There's a lot of goodness here. We just need this pullback here. That's all we need. 5-minute fair value gap. It's closing to the downside of it again. 5 minutes closing in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So hopefully we get a pushback here. It closes in at least the second fair value gap. It shouldn't pass this level here. So I think a stop loss here would be very safe. And then again, just getting that pullback to that second fair value gap before it pushes lower. So let's hope it finds some grounding here before it pushes the final low. Man, that would have been a 3-1. Oh my gosh. Come on, right? This is definitely getting targeted in the next couple of minutes. The question is, it's going to pull back, take us in and pull back, because it's not going to do this and then go back up like all the way here. No. It's going to, best case scenario, guys, it pulls back and then drives lower, or it just drives lower. So let's see here. This fair value gap, why am I not interested in it? Just the RR. It has to be up here. 1.8 to 1. 35. That's gonna be 2 to 1 for me. I'm okay with 2 to 1. Shift in market structure to the downside. Aggressive V formation. Keep going. You're in the new day opening gap of Friday. I don't care about that. I need my RR. Yeah, no problem, Martin. Good morning. Good morning. Kikad. Good morning. Good morning, Quant. Good morning, everyone. Let's see if we can get in queue here. Bit higher. Come on, AQ. Don't use this new dog and this 5-minute fair value gap as a push to the downside. Just grab a bit more inefficiency. Yeah, man, Quant, we're gonna, we're riding price, or we will ride price. Let me do this little disclaimer that none of this is real. It's all fabricated. It's for a learning experience only. All right. I just want to FOMO on this and just this is what I want to get into. There was an entry right here, but to be honest, it did close a lot lower than I was anticipating. Because usually you want price to close below and then version actually is still there. To be honest, that was that proper entry right there. But we never got that. Here, I'd be FOMOing hard and do something like that. It might work. You might get a 1-to-1, something like this, but it might go to your stop loss, push a bit higher before pushing lower. So we're going to be patient here. If it runs without us, so be it. If we can get tagged in, great. News at 8:30. What news? I don't see any news. But it doesn't matter. I don't see news, guys, but there's only Canadian news. But even if there was news, let's say, this trade would finish long before 8:30. You know what? I'm gonna risk 4 contracts here. Does this make sense? 4 contracts? I feel like my math is wrong. I've created 2 calculators. One of them is telling I should risk 2 contracts. And one of them is telling me I should risk 4. $31 tick. It's $4 per point. This is going to be 31 points. Yeah, because this at 5 would be 300. Okay. So maybe risk 4 contracts. Okay. We're pushing up here. This low has never been taken. This one has. This is the shift in market structure. We're going to get up here. And we are going to, again, I'm assuming, let's see how far price back can pull. 0.618. My stop loss is going to be around OTE. You know what? Since it's Monday morning, I'm going to go down to pre-contract. Sell 3 limit. Is that what we want? Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. This is going to be my market order. And then I'm going to have my stop loss right there. You know what? What if it were to sell 3? No, I like price a lot. We're going to sell 4. That's going to be a 2-to-1. So $500 per account. Okay. Let's see if we can get this. I'm going to go to 2-minute now. All right. So price is above this entire inversion here, which is nice. So I like my sell stop there. Looks good on the 3-minute. Looks good on the 4-minute. So I think price right now is going to be filling in some inefficiency here. So if we are selling, we'll have a buy stop above us. Right? Yeah, buy stop above us. And then we're going to have a buy limit. That's going to be the trade there. Bit higher price. Come on. Tag into that displacement that you have there. Let's see what ES is doing here. Doing the exact same thing as NQ with clear levels below us. So I'm right in sniping out fair value apps again. This one right here. Yeah, it's a good fair value gap. Yeah, really nice rejections in the past. You're right. Really good Martin. 10 out of 10 snipe right there. Come on, price. Just go up a bit higher here for us. Tag us in. And this is the only position, to be honest, that is of reason. I'm just not down for like a 1-to-1. Like I'm not risking 250 to make 250. So need a bit more skin in the game. Yeah, the AMD, so this is gonna be the speaking about AMD, if you guys don't know what AMD is, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Here's accumulation, here's the manipulation to the upside, and distribution to sell side liquidity below us. Yeah, 406. 46 here. Yeah, another low, guys, here. relative equal low below us right there. Price might actually hunt all the way down there. Price right now is kind of sitting on the upper half of the 5-minute fair value gap here. Another 5-minute formed above it. But the stop loss should be below all of it. So I'm going to start digging into these upper level fair value gaps. And again, this is after disruption like this. After disruption like this is kind of what we want to see for sell side liquidity sweeps. Right, we might actually get our fill here. Yeah, exactly. If you if you made your money for the day, that's all you need, guys. Don't overtrade. Good job, Quan, for that. Right now, price, it broke above the new day opening gap of 619. And again, I am cognizant of all this, that price is breaking above these levels, but just looking at the overall trend of price, this is what I'm liking. So we had a really nice push to the downside. I'm anticipating it fills some of this, not all of it. And it pushes lower here. We're not going to be in a macro time. Hence my stop loss being above like the second inversion fair value gap, or this inversion here that was qualified as one to the downside. You can definitely wait here to see if there's some like slowdown or rejection of this level before going short. But I'm pretty confident here that, it's going to go up here and then it's going to drop lower just because of this nice V-shaped formation that we have. So there is a risk that my stop, like it might push, it might wick me. I am thinking about this as well, but I think this is, fairly safe stop loss here. It'd have to break through a lot of confluence factors for it to even get there. And I'm about to get tagged in. This right here, it's that first fair value gap after 7 o'clock. Where is the first one? Sorry, after 6 o'clock. The first one after 7 o'clock would be right, I think right there. Or this one. Again, this one has displacement, but this one has significant displacement. So we might be shorting off of the first, or I'll be shorting off of the first fair value gap after 7 o'clock here. The one with most displacement here, and the one that grabbed liquidity here, and all of this as well. It's going to be 68, 544. Okay. So close to entry here. 3 handles away from entry. It's more bearish. Yes or NQ. We haven't asked that question yet. I don't like the RR on ES at all. So I'm going to get rid of the 5-minute fair value gap. There's just one here. I'm looking at it at the higher time frames, but there's just too much happening at the chart right now. $7.30 approaching right now. There's no macro at 7:30. Not that I'm aware of, at least. There's one at 8:30, not at 7:30. Where's midnight open? Way below us. Okay. So midnight opens below us. Sell side liquidity is below us. We had a sweep to the upside. I don't have any targets to the upside left in the interim. We do have some more here. But yeah, analysis. Yeah, everything's shaping up well. The question is price going to tag me in, or is it going to run without me? All right, right now it's at the 50% point of yesterday's daily candle wick. It didn't even touch it. It almost did. And then it just ran away from a 1-minute perspective. What you could do actually as an entry, I'm thinking about this, it's breaking into this level and then breaking out. And once it closes below this fair value gap here that sits on this daily quadrant, that's when I would go for it. But I'll play it this way. I'm okay with everything about the trade. I might also wick into this and never give any opportunity to get back in. So that's my thoughts. Fully bearish right now. So close to entry. ES is definitely, it's not even creating higher highs here. It's just moving sideways. Fair value gap's not really, it's acting as support, you know, here, or resistance here. It broke through this, but it kind of had a tough time. And then here it's using it to the downside, but I am in. And let's see here if price wants to kind of come back down and take out these lows. Risk is 31 points, 32 points. Yeah. For contract, 250. Okay. All right. First trade of this week has been entered. Price pushed up here. Nice close. Body below this fair value up completely. Buy limit's going to be down there. So everything here aligns with general strategy, right? Buy side sweep, pull back, shift in market structure. We pulled back up. There's a lot of inefficiency on all time frames. It's pulling back into it. I'm taking a short off of it while price is pushing up. Buy side at a level above all time frame inefficiency. And I'm anticipating that price is going to drive lower. We have an upcoming macro, no news. And that is the position. Can price go higher here? Yeah, it could, right? But based on ICT techs, this looks decent. And even if I didn't get in there, I would get in right now after this closure of this 1 minute candle. So we'll see here. If I'm wrong on this one, the next one's going to be at half risk. And again, that's how you manage your downside risk. And it looks like all 8 accounts have been copied. Perfect. Fib the Asia 1900 to 000. We hit exactly 0.5 of that fib range, the lower prices. Yeah, Martin, I'm hoping that we get lower prices here. Yeah, we're anticipating this is the failure swing here to the upside. This is beautiful candle formation here. I'm not going to scale in farther, just a 2 to 1. It's my first trade on 5 new accounts on top of my existing ones. So I'll keep my risk. I think it's around 250 with fees, and might hit like 270, and with slight slippage, yeah, around 280. So if there was more to the downside, I would scale in as it starts creating more structure and more confluence to the downside. But I'm okay with my risk here. I have to stick by my rules, regardless of how I feel on the trade. So you got to maintain the same risk parameters based on your strategy here. Because NQ can always prove you wrong. I just had a payout on Friday, so I'm extremely, after payouts, you're definitely less stressed about price action. All right, price, this is where you start turning around now. There's no reason for you to go up higher. I think you filled enough here. It's time to start turning around so we can print our profits for the day. If we get down here, I might leave a runner, these lows here. We'll see. You can see, this inversion that the moment we break above mean threshold of this, I'm going to be very worried about the trade at that point. But we're technically still filling in some inefficiencies. If you look at the 2 minute here, we have buy side, sell side, the balanced area. Macro in 11 minutes. Once price breaks like below this fair value gap here, I will take my risk to 50%. Who's macro? ICT's macro. So the macro is going to start. ICT's macros, that's 750. So in 11 minutes, that's when the technical, or that's when the top of the hour macro starts. Oh, and what's a macro? It's basically, it's an amount of time. It's the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes of every single hour. And price has a tendency to run to targets and to really displace during that 20-minute window. So if I have trades that are coupling with ICT macros, it's an additional layer of confluence. So like, see this right here? It's like within the macro of 650 to 710. Like this entire price move. Yeah, it's grinding higher. But the overall structure here is looking good, right? So you look at that candle right there. I was ultra tempted to take a short there, but I told you guys I'm not touching my risk. So I need to play by the rules here. There's no degen trading here. A nice little closure here. If I didn't enter here, I would have entered here right now. Speaking in hindsight, I would have been at the same exact position. There's really no fair value gaps here to the upside. This is high resistant grind higher. There's maybe one small one right there. But what I wouldn't want to see is this high being taken out. I want to see like that was the failure swing. And now we start pushing lower. We get below this fair value gap here. That's going to give me more confluence on the push lower. And then as we break lower, right, things look better and better. Yeah, this is definitely more bearish. But we're in NQ. We got a displacement fair value gap here to the downside on the 1 minute. There's a month POC 100 points up. Don't trust those moves. Like you don't trust a down move, Peter? I don't use POC. I believe that like POCs do tend to pull and retract price. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just trading raw price action here. Yeah, shady up down swipes. Yeah. What's the background color? Oh, here we go, guys. Setting background color. How do I give this to you guys? It's basically not the white. It's the one to the right of it. It's like slightly gray because white just hurts your eyes and you want it to be just off white. So that's my background color. It's like the second default color to the left. So price went into this fair value up sitting on the quadrant of yesterday's candle here. We want to see this now. Now it did respect it in the past, it pushed away from it. Now I want it to close below it. That's going to give further confluence that we'll get the push lower. And once that happens, I will be taking my stop loss to 50% risk at that point. So I'll be risking around 120 for the move with like a 550 profit here. I'm probably not going to be scaling out at all. Maybe right here, I might do a 80% scale. So this is going to be a 75% scale out, 75% scale out. And then I'm going to leave that one runner, most likely all the way down here. That's going to be my TP management. Yeah, I do. At what point break evens? At what point it's going to be like break even? Once we tag this here, that's break even for me, or maybe this low right here. Yeah. All right, my 5 FundedNext accounts, they're all in the green. Oh, it looks so nice having 5 more accounts sitting in the green right now. Again, they have to close in the green. So we had a displacement fair value gap here to the downside. Body just touched it, or sorry, wick just touched it. We're trying to push again below this mean threshold of yesterday's wick. Once we get below this, that's what I will like. And using this macro in the next 6 minutes, hopefully by 8:10, we hit these lows. And then once we do, we're just going to call it a day. I'm moving my stop loss to 50%. I don't want to see it get back like above this high, right? So stop loss right now is how much? Usually I basically do 16 points. It's $120. So right now I'm risking 120 for 550 or minus 120. So right now my odds of this new, it's an existing trade, but the new trade here is it's a 5-1 at this point, right? They keep skewing these odds to your favor by trailing that stop loss in a very safe manner. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You technically had a shift in structure right there, right? That's like the low before the high. We closed below mean threshold of yesterday's daily premium wick. We closed below it. Price came back into it, touched the lower half of this fair value gap. It gave us a little small injection. But so far here, we've got, another shift in market structure on the lower time frame and this bigger V-shaped pattern after taking buy-side liquidity. A fair value I have to watch out for would be this right here. You can definitely break even once it hits this fair value up here, because I'm anticipating that price is going to slice through it, but it can definitely reject and push higher and just like ICT talked about this fictional character called Phil, and Phil might come in and just mess everything up, which is completely okay, permissible. But we're just trying to maximize our upsides and minimize our downside here. Price went into this new day opening gap of 6. Again, like, do I care about there's a new day opening gap below me? I don't. It's there. It broke and respected price many times in the past. I'm going to scale in one more here. Seven, 8, 5. So increase my risk a bit there. No, I'm sleeping during London morning. This is the earliest time I can trade. Interesting injection of volatility here to the downside with like a low test. To be honest, this candle's looking a bit scary to be honest. A lot of sell side has been taken here on ES 1, 2, 3, 4. This I do not like at all. Very, very ugly candle, grabbing all the sell side here. So we took out a lot of sell side. Instead of pushing lower, we pushed like higher right away. We're in the macro now. Right now, just to be transparent here, I'm thinking like, do I close off this trade or do I leave it open? And structurally, everything is still there. This is just one candle that grabbed sell side liquidity and bounced to the upside. My complete invalidation would be these highs at this point. Like once it goes higher, it could be pushing higher from there. I don't know. But again, I'm just trying to maintain my risk here at a reasonable level and see if price is going to have a willingness to go down. But this is something that I definitely didn't want to see to the downside after something like that to the upside. We should have some cleaner price action now, say 50, but this is definitely, taken away from the quality of the trade. But we're mid management right now, so we got to keep managing it. This is my last area of defense here, this fair value gap here, which we did use in the past. I wouldn't want to see bodies close in it. That's going to be a problem. Wicks are okay, permissible. Once you get a drive down here, I'm moving my stop loss here lower. There you go, stop loss being moved. Right above this fair value gap here. If price after this move lower decides to push back up into this fair value gap, might as well save a couple of pips here. Not something I'd want to be in. If you guys are learning something here, feel free to drop a like. I'd appreciate that. Helps the sub. Helps the sub, helps the channel. Man, I'm tired today. Let me drink some more coffee. This high here, I liked how it didn't hit mean threshold of this fair value gap to the downside. I like how ES also uses fair value gap here and it didn't close higher. So last line of defense is right here for the trade. Did you have a rough weekend? Listen, it's always rough. No, it was a very relaxing weekend. But like once you guys have kids and stuff, and like I'm assuming some of you are probably younger than me. It definitely changes how you live life and how your weekends look. Like I bought a Switch 2 over the weekend because like my Switch 1 died. I bought it 10 years ago. And then I started playing it for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. So I bought one, played it for 10 minutes, and then I packed it back in the box and I'm like, it's being returned. There's no way I am going to be cutting out more than 2 hours a week for this. So it's going to be returned. Yeah, both. Nuclear family. So then the whole goal here for me is just to leave a couple million for my kids, right? And for them to have like that dad that has like a 911, GT3 RS, and just flexing harder than all the other dads. And just having time for your family, right? Eventually, like it's going to get to that. Like you guys mature in life. Some of you might be older than me. I don't know. And just not working that 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, because it's going to create a chain on you. And trust me, once taxes hit, once you guys hit above $250,000 a year, you guys will be paying over 6 figures in taxes, and raises don't make any sense at that point. And all you're left to do is build your own business, trade, do e-com, do affiliate, do anything but your 9 to 5, regardless of what. Even doctors, man. Oh, are you, Norman? Yeah, I'm early 30s and I feel old. So break even on that low. That's a really good break even, guys, right there. That's what Afonso said. That is correct management. Be on that low. What's my risk right now on this? 13. $130. So 130 bucks. And what is my, it looks like my entry shifted a bit due to my scale in, but I'm at 65 at 5 contracts. So I'm at 650 for my max loss. So I'm still doing a scale out here regardless. I'm going to be a good boy and I'm going to scale out like I should, but we want to see this low here being taken. See how the scary candle doesn't look so scary anymore? It's still not something I wanted to see. We're in a macro right now. It's 750. It would really suck to see price push up higher here. But at this point, I think it's been managed correctly. Let's see if we'll survive this pullback. Price got really messy, unfortunately, guys. The stop loss is right there. I'll tell you what I'm not liking right now about this trade, that we punched into this fair value gap a second time now. When we punch in like 1, 2, like we should run right away. Like there should be a run, and that hasn't happened. So right now, gun to my head, I think there's a very high chance of my stop loss being hit. But because I'm already in this trade, I'm not going to close it out like this. I'm going to let it ride, right? And Q can still push lower. It can never break this high here. But I'm not. This is not prime price action. And if I wasn't in this trade and I just woke up right now, I wouldn't be shorting this. We just breached mean threshold of this fair value gap here. Again, like this is, you know, if this were to be, what kind of gap does IC call it? He calls it expansion gap. Anyways, it's a gap that it leaves a portion of it open. Displacement gap, I can't remember, but we're hoping that it never fills this in, and that's going to be relative weakness to price. Pushing lower. Perfect. There you go. Yes. Yes, price. Breakaway. Thank you, Philip. Philip gets 10 points for that breakaway gap. Yeah. I still wake up sometimes and my joints hurt. But, and I feel like because I've been trading for 10 years, and 10 years ago I wasn't profitable. I really wish I was, but it's better. Like everyone does this at their own pace. And I really wish I was 25 right now with this skill set, but anyways, I'm not. But you just gotta be happy with what you have. Be content. You'll always be chasing more money. And eventually time becomes the most valuable asset that you have. All right, we want to see price here. Like we've punched 1, 2, 3 times. So this is like a 3 drive pattern higher. 4th drive, I think we're going to get muck ducked to the upside. Not something I want to see. We're in the macro right now. This is very bad PA right now. We're consolidating. We're in a trade and we've consolidated. So at this point, again, we have our invalidation target. It can definitely be higher above these highs here. Am I cutting it a bit short? Maybe. Maybe a little. You know what? I'm going to put it 1 tick higher than this. There you go. But anyways, risk is minimal to the upside. 13, let's just say 14 points with slippage. $140 here per account times 8 accounts. I don't even care about times 8. But 140 per account, which is doable. Doesn't hurt the soul, right? So we'll see. Now I just have to wait on my hands, and it was looking really good down here and here and here. But price is definitely struggling. Let's look at the higher time frames here. This is how the 2-minute looks like. Would I be shorting it like right now? I wouldn't, but there's still, you know, structure's still there. Lower low, and now just like the 0.65 OT. Again, I can create now narratives for both sides. But the higher time frames aren't looking too good. And you can see this on the lower time frame here. It's just not looking good here. So again, an option is to break even here, but I'm not going to break even just because of the potential RR here. It's right now almost a 5-to-1 with risk being here. And again, let price invalidate my entire idea of my stop loss, or go to my target, one or the other. And it looks like I'm going to get stopped out here. Wow, still in. Right, my stop loss is a bit higher there. Right there. Yeah, I think we're cooked, boys. Yeah. $8 there you go. So that was a very long trade. Half an hour. So these targets to the downside, they're still valid. Everything about the trade I liked. Like for me, this was an A+ trade. It just didn't work out. Just fine. Not every single, yeah. Not every single trade is going to work out even if it's A+. But I will see if, I'm going to give it like 10 more minutes here, guys. Anything else? That was some drive to the upside. We pushed lower. This pullback, it looked nice. We grabbed the high of it, but unfortunately, it just didn't have the strength. Push down lower. Right now, can it just drop from here? It could, right? And it might never breach this high. But I wouldn't be entering right now because this is not prime PA for me. But yeah. A decade already, I've been here full-blown argument with myself over 3 years. Feels like, yeah, believe it or not, like it was on and off for the first 5 years. I was doing retail strategies, buying mentorships off of gurus. That lasted probably like around 5 years on and off, using support, resistant lines, all those patterns. And I was, at best a break-even trader there, but I was still losing money. And then I took a break, went back into it. And then over the last 3 years, I found ICT, and that's kind of when things really shifted for me. You know what? Oh man, I'm so tempted to revenge this trade. I'm not doing it right now. Just thinking about it. No. 8:30, no news. We're in the macro. Anyways, I'm watching. I'm not entering right now. But yeah, market showed us wrong today. So what can price do here? It's going to grab these highs. I would be shocked if it does, because I mean, most likely we might be going to like the next level of buy side liquidity. But think about like we're opening above, so we're gonna have a premium RTH gap to the upside. Midnight open is below us. crazy amount of sell side below us. All this is like a nice smooth target. So my goal today is try to catch the short. If it doesn't happen now, it might happen after 9:30. But like once this breaks here to the upside, this high might be under the next attack. And I know I closed down the stream at like 8:10 and it just started running. So we're going to give it till maybe 8:30 today. See if price does anything. If not, we'll call it a day. And if you take trades and they're to your strategy and it works out well and you liked your stop loss and you like your management, like I liked everything about this trade, like even my execution. Maybe I could have driven my stop loss down here, but that wouldn't be part of my strategy. And I know if I were to do that long term, I would get stopped out many times and price would just run to TP without me. So there is zero tilt coming out of this trade. Half R, zero tilt, and allows me to have the right mindset for the next one. I'm sure it's slightly skewed to one side versus the other, but trade to your strategy and you won't go on tilt so much. You can see this fair value gap right here. Rejection, rejection, rejection. We broke to the upside. Sloppy close to the downside with up. So I like this fair value gap until we started getting these like sloppy closes and opens above it. So I am still looking at it, but yeah, we'll see. This is I think this fair value gap Martin called out from the chat. Like this is a high probability fair value gap. So once we get to the downside of this can be used as an IFEG and potentially, pushing price, here to these lows below us, which you can see at 133 and at 145. That's going to be a draw on liquidity in the future. So if I would have had my stop loss initially, I would have got tagged out regardless right now. So I saved right now, let's call it 0.3 R of loss by kind of managing down there. Again, maybe it could have went below here, but again, that would have been a tight stop loss pull. Yeah, so if I can summarize all this. So very simple, guys, for those that just joined. We had relative equal highs here, which are London highs. So we've got relative equal highs, them being a session high. And it was a high with Friday's price action. So we had relative equal highs. We went in, we grabbed liquidity, we pushed lower, shifted market structure. We came back up to the fair value gaps that were inverted. We took a short, targeting sell side liquidity here. So we took out buy side, shifted market structure, going for sell side. That's simple as that. This is the fair value gap that was inverted before price decided to plummet lower. If we're looking from an overall pullback perspective, we technically just, we're at, there's so many lines now. We're at 0.5 retracements technically from this overall leg down. OT is going to be, if you guys trade with OT, optimal trade entry, it would be somewhere like here. But again, I would never expect the price to get to these levels up here before pulling back lower. So if price were to find some kind of upper level support, it would be this 1 minute IFEG here. A lot of sell side, like on the right hand side. That's ES. It's all sell side below us. So high probability trades are still to the downside, in my opinion. I'm watching this IFEG right now to see how price reacts to it. I'm looking at the bodies. I'm seeing how they close relative to it. If it's really failing to close the mean threshold, that might be the high of the swing. Like, it created a high, failure, swing to the downside, it pushes higher, and then, it just takes out this liquidity here, and then it pushes lower. So I'm looking for something to support a story or a narrative to the downside. Upside, I don't care about at all. If it wants to print all the way to all-time highs, so be it. But it left too much here below us, and it is going to get swept, in my opinion. I think there's like a 90% chance it's going to get swept. So just waiting for the right entry again. So hopefully, Philip, that helped. But again, just keeping things as simple as possible. See a clean level of buy side being taken, reversing, and then target the sell side. That's it. Because price is two things, guys. It targets inefficiency or liquidity, one or the other. Right now it's 8:10. We're just finishing the macro run. Unfortunately, it never went up. Can you short from here? You'd have a great RR of 5-1, 4-1. The only risk here is the 1 minute here is in a continuous uptrend. It's going against the IFEG here that was, used in the past once, twice, 3 times, and you're hoping that it supports. But in terms of like the most recent trend, it may not stop here. So you saw like bodies trying to close and the fair value gap creates the downside. That might be the entry. That's like something that I'm waiting for. More confirmation here that this is going to be respected and it's not going to keep pushing up higher. But I do think that these lows here are going to get tagged before like the final push. And like once these lows get tagged, then maybe this one down here, I'm looking for longs again. YML almost took out that high. I don't look at YM at all. It's a very messy pair. Maybe SMT. Yeah, perfect. That's pretty much what I do. Had a terrible roll early, just right upon red. Yeah. And you know what, Philip? As long as you think all your entries are correct, just make sure that like you're not risking too much. Your stop loss management isn't, in sound check, and like you're not, and you're taking partials to the downside too. 30 minutes is bullish, so it might be going against the trend. Yeah. Right now the interim is bullish. So I'm definitely going against the interim trend. It's just I'm targeting major major sell side liquidity, which is below me. And again, it might not be, the entry might not be now, but I'm just, in terms of long, would you go long with all these lows here below you? I personally wouldn't. And if you want to go long, then I would wait for the sweep here before going long. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, we need to drop. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, we need to drop here. Like this, you can't keep going up here to all-time highs like this. That'd be crazy. It could do that. It's just, it has a lower probability of doing that. I have a feeling ICT is going to be driving to these lows. He just tweeted something. He basically said, I'm waiting to see the market's reaction to the 9 a.m. speech. What 9 a.m. speech? Like European ECB president Lagarde speaks. And there's yellow news at 9. FOMC member Waller speaks. I don't know what he's talking about, guys. Let's see financial juice. Maybe financial juice has something. No. So see, like, I don't know, guys. I don't know what he's talking about. So price right now is going the upper level of this last fair value gap that I have here. Couple things I don't like already. That the bodies are going in the upper half of this fair value gap. Not ideal, okay? That's kind of hint one where I'm not liking it. Hint two is once we kind of break above this, you know, what do I have supporting a short idea at this point? Nothing really other than this liquidity around here. If the body's in here and we displace lower, and it goes back into this fair value gap, that could be a possible entry, right? Like that would be more confirmation that this is supporting price from a body perspective. But you can see here, if we had quadrants on this fair value gap here, we're just breaking the upper quadrant here, which again, I'm not liking. So my entire short idea is becoming weaker and weaker. Here we go. Yeah, give me 1 second. We'll give price at 8 till, we'll stream till 8:40. At 8:30, if I don't see anything significant to the downside, I'm going to call it a morning session and go grab breakfast. But, let's wait and see. ES here. And it's above, it's, you know, key fair. There's the fair value gap here that I traded to. Again, this is just a random fair value gap. It's not sitting on a quadrant. And I'm not sure what it's doing there. But let's see, you know, 3-1. There might be something here. And again, I took a half hour risk on the first one. Technically, my rules are full risk. If I lose that, then I go to half risk. Back until I get back to break even, I go full risk again. So we're at half risk right now, so I can technically take still somewhat of a full risk on my next trade before dropping down into risk management mode until I get back even. And I highly recommend it. It's really good, and it keeps your downside to a minimal. Like the moment you hit a loss, just go to half R for the next trade and try to scale in. And if you get a win and you're back in the positives, then trade full R again. It really works. And if you're on tilt, it helps the downside. So bodies are still staying within this IVG here, which is somewhat nice to see. Not loving the bodies here. No displacement to the downside. 8:30s in 12 minutes. That's the final macro here. What's price going to do here? Again, I want to see a sharp displacement lower, fair value gap form, and we go off of that. But if that doesn't happen, and price uses this as a bullish fair value gap, and it continues higher to these highs, so be it. I won't be trading without the open, but let's assume that like price does this. At the open, I'll be waiting for this. I'm waiting for some drive higher. like we're tagging this, for example, sharp reversal for its IPG, I'm going short. That's going to be 100% my trade if it does happen at 9:30. I'm just not buying it that this is the low that we created and we're going to just push up higher now to infinity. So, and again, Monday morning trading. I'm going to live stream 3 more Mondays. If price action is ASS, we're just going to do Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Like we're going to completely cut out Mondays from live trading. But so far, last Monday sucked. Today was decent, but it's still, it's not primo. You can see here, guys, look at this. Price is, you know, still staying within this fair value gap. It's finding some kind of bottom here on the lower half. This candle might close above, so we're just watching this IFEG here. And I know it's a bit boring and trading can be boring, but believe it or not, it's not supposed to be exciting. So see, nothing here confirmed price to the downside. And again, money has been technically saved without just going short randomly, hoping that that price is going to invert. One thing that a lot of you have to back test, and it's something that's it's still affecting me, but it's trailing too tight. If I haven't trailed so tight over the last 2 months, I would have had a lot more profits than I did right now. I'll tell you that right now. Like last week, we trailed a bit tight and we lost on a 5-hour trade. Well, I didn't lose. I went break even, but then price decided to go all the way down to my target. So insane V-shape, pullback, failure to the downside. We're pushing up. We officially broke above this IFEG here. So the moment we get below this, maybe I might be looking for shorts. Yeah, this is really bad, guys. And to be honest, guys, we all have to be in these shit markets to have good markets. Like it's just a part of trading. As long as we can kind of identify, and for me, minimizing my loss in shit markets is great. But to be honest, I think still hindsight, it's a sick entry, sick position, sick everything I liked about it. So don't feel bad if you had a similar trade idea or execution. It was really a good trade. You'll see me on live streams, me losing on really shit entries, and I really hope I don't take any. But this is definitely something I will do over and over again. So price right now is pushing these highs here, right? Idea 2 here. If we were to take this out and get some IFEG, will that be the drive lower? Like, is this going to be the Judah swing of the Judah swing? Taking price out and then just grabbing all these lows, because what can price, like let's look at the 1 hour at least. Here's the 1 hour, top right, guys. We can hide this. Like where's price gonna go? Like I have this like 1 hour, I have this fair value gap here, which is technically nothing special. I'm not even gonna draw it in. Like I really have nothing significant other than I guess this bearish order block here, right? This is technically, oh, sorry. This is going to be the bullish order, the bearish order block here. This uploads, that's all I have. So I'm going to mark it here as, that's all I see. 1 hour bearish order block. But like price goes into there and reverts after. But like once it gets there, the question is it going to drive higher and push. So anyways, like those are just my thoughts real time. I am just super sus about this market. And we always ask ourselves the question, what is price going to do to screw everyone over? Make 0 cents 0. Yep. It's beyond me. Not even but it goes straight for stop loss. Yeah. But remember, guys, we have to accept losses. It's part of trading. My win rate my win rate. You guys want to see my win rate? We'll do a little learning lesson here on what your stats should look like, even though it should be failing at this point. Here, I'll show you guys my dashboard of my funded futures here. Okay. All right, we're still pushing up. There's still no short. I'm going to create an alert here. When I'm screen sharing something else, I get alerted that price just tags this high here. All right, how do I share my screen? Display capture, no. Window capture. Okay. This is my funded futures. This is one of my accounts. Okay. And you can see here my total currently my total P&L is 2,000 on it, right? Look at my win rate, 96 wins, 99 losses. So I'm at 50-50 basically. Okay. Profit factor. My average win to loss is like on this account, I made 13,000, almost 14,000 in wins, and I've lost almost 8,000 here. So there's like that 6K difference. On a 50-50 win rate, that's my profit factor. Here's my calendar. Like this is what it looks like. I have some red days and some green days. This right here, funded family futures, they did increase. Like there was this bug where if you withdraw, it takes away. Like this day right here was a positive day for me. See? Overall, it should have been net positive, but it recorded as negative because I pulled out over $1,000 here for a profit target. But you can see here, like it's even with my stats, you have to have that 2-to-1 profit target, and like your P&L looks something like this. Like this account started on 6/1, and at its peak minus today's trade, it was at $6,000 profit. Right, that's just one account. And here's my daily P&L. Like you can see. So this is showing correctly. I've had one negative day. Here I had a negative day of $3. This was my biggest negative day of almost 1,000. That's last Monday. I really struggled. It was a tough market, and I was on tilt, and I lost 5R in. I lost 5R in like 20 minutes. It was crazy. And then I locked myself out. And then over those days, I recovered again. And today it's 622. So you can see here, if you trade small, you can still make crazy money. And this is just one account, guys. Okay. And everything else here is just some other stats here. But it looks like Monday's my worst day based on this one day here. So all in all, as long as you guys have a 2-to-1 RR and you're right half the time, you guys will make money, and a lot of money. So that's behind the scenes, guys, my stats. Not easy to share, but that's basically was it my best trading performance? I think it was good. Like I'm really happy with the last 3 weeks. I had some bad days, but overall, things are moving to the right side. Stop loss is just an income tax, the market. Yep. 50% with 3 R's profitable in trading. 50% with 2 R's profitable. You can even drop it down to 45% right at 2R and you're profitable. Today's trading game of me, we're just at one loss here for 50%. We had a nice reversal. Everything was nice about it, but price decided to push higher, and it's pushing higher like crazy now. So we're looking at this level here. Because once it breaches this high, we've got some further targets, but think about this. We're opening in 1 hour. 10 more minutes for the stream, guys. We're opening in 1 hour. We've closed on Friday here. These are RTH hours. We've closed at 3714. All the way down here. 3714. we're going to be opening up all the way, maybe up here. Remember, there's a 70% chance that we hit mean threshold of the opening relative hours gap within the first 30 minutes. So 50% is going to be a really good target. But we have all these smooth lows here and a full gap closure as well. So do you think price is not going to close this in at the open? Like, that's where I'm putting my money. I could be wrong. Again, you could be like, you're not always right. But that's where I see the edge in today's AM trading. These stupid ass lows. So right now, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for this buy side liquidity here to be taken, which it will anytime. So let's just take off this alert here. And we're going to be looking for, if price at 830 wants to drill price lower. And we'll be looking for like a displacement to the upside, inverting that and taking a nice little quick position for 7 to 1 and seeing if we can hold that all the way to the open. Witching Monday. Is Witching Monday the first Monday after contract switch? I think it is game, if I'm not mistaken. But Witching Monday, if today is Witching Monday, then Witching Monday is definitely witching. So I think I have to make a note of myself. It's the first Monday after contract switch. So we went from MQU, from MQM to MQU. Yeah, so game, it was tough. I think overall, I think I did the best I could and I was happy with my management, but at the same time, it was, it's tough PA here. Yeah, so thanks for the reminder, Game. I completely forgot about Witching Mondays. So there you go, guys. It's Witching Monday today. And if you trade in hard conditions, which again, I'm not recommending to, because sometimes we don't know when we're hard, but it makes easy conditions really easy. Tough waters makes good sailors. I think that's a saying or something around that. So we took out buy side here. Did I like the sweep? No, I didn't. Why? It was just a body going above here. So here's buy side. We'll give price 9. Guys, if I see nothing in 9 minutes, I'm closing it off for like up until 10 o'clock. I'm getting tired too. I've been here since 6:45. Let's see if we get a second drive higher. The classic Mike Tyson 1-2-1-2. I want to see an explosion higher, a fair value up form. We invert that to the downside as enclosure, and that might be a possible little nifty trade to the downside. There is right now SMT with ES. ES never took this high. So what is this telling us? That NQ is stronger. ES is weaker. I think ES might be the easier asset to short. Let's see if I'm right about this. Yeah, because it's been taking out lows. You know what? I don't know which one's weaker. Right now, I think ES is weaker than NQ. It's because of its buy side sweep. But again, another possibility of shorts. Again, this is like, considering high RR trade, high risk, but look at that. We get the displacement higher. Let's see if we close above this. If we close above this, I'm going to take half R on this short and see if I got to top there. In 30 seconds, we should close here. I were to catch this, is going to be an 8-1. I'll have my stop right there. Where's my calculator at? Oh, we need that 15 points. 5 contract. 6 contract. 7. Okay. Let's do 6 contracts here. Okay. So right now, what price is doing is they use this fair value gap and it's pushing higher. It might be going to yes is higher time frame. We got like this like bearish order block here above us. But again, it's not a market I'm interested in any longs. ICT is waiting for some speech at 9 o'clock. I don't know why that's important. But we'll see. It's just so sus. Like, and I'll tell you guys right now, like I can even share my, my executions of today. I will not go long until this is taken, at least unless there's some clear structure shift. And I know this will be taken in a couple of days or weeks. This here, guys, just like this is engineered liquidity. And I am like certain of it. That's why I'm hunting these lows and I'm not going with this overall bullshit trend to the upside. Five. Cool. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, we'll wait. Give it 4 more minutes, guys. Again, everything's ultra bullish right now. We just took side. This was like a nice close above. Price might be in like a bullish, print pattern. I might be wrong about this, but I'm seeing if we can get below here and targeting some sell side liquidity. I'll be risking 50% on the initial short. And then as we find support here, I'll scale in. Yeah, we'll do that. JD Vance speech. Where do you see this JD Vance speech? If there is a speech at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be going to break even as fast as I can. Okay. So we're basically getting into this low here. We pushed out over buy side. I'm going to see right now if price wants to close below here. Shift in market structure on the 30-second. This is a low strike rate, high RR trade. Be wary of this, guys. It's on Witching Monday. Oh, we might not even get a closure below here. I'm waiting for that closure below this price action that displays to the upside, taking buy side. Okay, that's why it's significant here. Resign in 8 days. Market's gonna crumble if that happens. I don't know. That'll be bullishness. I think it's gonna be bearishness if Trump resides. All right, I'm seeing weakness on the 30-second here. Let's see here. In 16 seconds, we might get a close below. And I'm keeping this ultra tight for. Oh, we didn't close below it. Technically, never validated that IVG right there. It has to close. 840, guys. We should be closing the stream out soon. If this next candle here just goes a bit higher, not interested in this anymore. And I'll be waiting for 10 o'clock. This candle here, it should go up and it should close below. Like that kind of close. Like if this candle closes below this IVG, then I will take a 50% short. So I'll be risking like $100-ish on the short. And it's going to be a 10-to-1. Don't want it to close too low. Okay. I'm shorting right here. I'm assuming in the next 8 seconds it will close. Buy stop. Oh, look at that. I think I just screwed myself over. Never close below. All right. This is my final trade. I'm done. I should have waited for that close there. It didn't close. And that was a little tiny, small loss of $100. All right. So my losses for the day are just above 1R here. I'm at $260 loss. I'm waiting for 10 o'clock because this market is cooked. This IFEG, in my opinion, it would have been valid if we closed below it, but within the last 3 seconds, we closed within it. Take care, guys. Oh, interesting. Wait, hold on. I'm going to give it 18 more seconds here. I just want to see how this candle here closes. If this closes below, I will be going for a little second short here. Here, I'm just going to go short once again. That has to be it. There you go. A bit of degen trading, to be honest, but yeah, I'm trailing my stop loss at this point. I don't want to see it get back up into here. Oh my gosh, I was off by a fucking tick. Sorry for my language, guys. Bit frustrated with the market. Stop loss is below this displacement candle here to the downside. I want to see a fair value gap here form. Technically, mean threshold of this IPG shouldn't be breached at this point. What's my risk here at this point? 6 point. $60. Pennies. I'm okay with this. This risk here. So I'm at 50% stop loss right now. Or 50% risk. This was a nice, this places the downside. Here's the MMS on the 1 minute, market structure shift. The question is this the high, or is this just a slightly deeper pullback? But so far, I think entry was decent here. Again, it's high RR, like it's an 11 to 1. So I'm liking this displacement fair value gap here. So my stop's even more protected at this point. Definitely drop it above the body of it. All right, my stop is at 5 points at the point. $40. Not trying to choke it. Trying to give it enough room to breathe in case it decides to come up and wick, but I'm okay with that. It looks like a bear trap. This entire move higher, it's too sus. Witching Monday or no witching Monday, I'm fading this BS move to the upside. And if I'm wrong again, like whatever, it's an 11 to 1. I'm risking $40 to make 1.3K right now. That's the odds. And if it's still open, I'm going to hold it through the open and I'm going to attack these lows. ES on so SMT with ES. ES just didn't have gas to get up there. That's okay. All right, let's look for things that are like against me. Like what can prove me wrong? This low right here is minor buy side, minor sell side, sorry. Minor sell side liquidity. That's like a larger shift in structure. Yeah, we're at $200 profit. I'm not going to close it out now. Yeah, it's going to break me even on the day, but honestly, at $260 loss, it's 1R. So I'm going to disregard my previous losses and trade this normally like I would, because it would be really painful if I close it off here and it goes all the way down there. Even if it goes back up to stop me, again, there's a lot more pain on not letting this run. I think stop loss is at a great position right now. I'm going to leave it here. Once we get below this low, I'm going to go to break even. This is like my break even target. Can technically go to break even right now. It's just that if price wicks above mean threshold of this displacement gap on the 1 minute, you're cooked. And if it wicks you and it goes down lower, you get triggered. So just letting you know, you can play it safe, but that would trigger me. Another displacement here to the downside. Come on, I want to keep going. Here we got a bearish order block, okay? Bearish order block. So I like to have my stop loss below 3 PDA areas, like fair value gap, bearish order block, bigger bearish order block. Once it breaks this, honestly, it might be going higher and this bullishness might continue. But I'm placing my bets that this is the high and it's going to drop lower. $40 to 1.2K. It's not happening. Well, basically, if it were to hit this target, then technically, yeah, it's 132 points against 5 micros. That's 1.3K. And my risk right now is 6. It's 5.7. So my risk is $50 right now. So technically, those are like the odds right now with the stop loss management. Okay. If it finds support here, I might scale in. Or I just might, you know what? I'm probably just going to move this to break even once it creates a high and it pushes lower. But to be honest, my break even is once we get below this low here, I'll go to break even. Come on, get that low. Get that sell side. Make us risk free. No body has entered this displacement fair value gap here to the downside. Might be like a complete breakaway gap, but we'll see. It's going to trade into it. Again, guys, this is a lower strike rate, high RR trade. We're entering a really bad time. That's the only thing I don't like. I hate trading between 9 to 9:30. I hate that time zone. So again, if we do trade lower, it's break even at that point, and I'm personally just going to leave it if it allows me to. All right, buying your bearishness here. If your 25K evaluation was sitting at $100 drawdown after a really bad Asia, would you try? What's the max drawdown on the 25Ks? I don't trade 25Ks, but like what's like the max drawdown? Is it 1.5K or is it 1K? If it's 1K and you're down $100, for me that's 1R. 1500. Yeah. So in my opinion, I'd probably create a hard stop. I'd create a hard stop at $300 stop loss. That's like that's like two 1R trades, and I would trade them as 150 per trade. So at 300 at 2R, I'd stop it for the day and just assume I'm on tilt, and close it off. We're in the macro right now, 850. All bodies should close below this and push lower. Once you get this low, I'm going to break even here. If I wasn't in this trade, I'd probably go into it right now. Stop loss above this high here. I like to see that these bodies here are staying below this fair value gap. Like they're not even getting into it, just the wicks. Let's see if price here wants to continue and push price lower. 10 minutes. I do have to hop off at 9 o'clock, but let's see what's if it's gonna continue after 9, I'll just tell you guys what I'll do, but that's gonna be my hard stop for the day today. So far, this is looking really good here. No bodies have touched this displacement fair value gap here. Okay. Now let's see price continue to drop from here. You can break fair value gaps into quadrants as well. Like everything here is staying below the low. There's a speech in 8 minutes. Maybe at speech I go to break even. If it takes me out, it takes me out. It's tough. Tough PA. Yeah, there's a lot of positive confluence on the downside, Martin. So, and at the end of the day, guys, like when you're trading 25K accounts, and like you're just remember, just one 25K account that probably costs like 60 or 70 bucks. So it's really small money at the end of the day if you just think about it. Think about more of just taking trades against your overall strategy, and the P&L follows. I kind of want to see this, like, so like right now price can do one of two things. Like you can see how the bodies are failing here to break into it. But again, like we don't want to see the bodies break above mean threshold here, because then the whole trade weakens. Right now, the stop loss is above the bodies of the bearish order blocks, this entire displacement to the downside, which I want to see price continue down from here. And if it does, if it hits this low, it's break even. And then we just let it ride. Again, speech in 7 minutes might make things a bit more difficult. Nice. This body closed bottom half, instant reaction to the downside. This is what we want to see. Guys, this is prime PA here. There you go. This, buy stop. I'm break even officially at this point. I don't want to see price get back up to this level here. It's done its damage. It hovered. It finally broke above displacement lower. Now I want to see close here and never get back up to here. Okay. So my stop loss is above the body of this bullish order block here. So this should be acting as a bullish order block. Bullish order block. Speed opens up at 9 o'clock. We should see a sharp drop. Ideally. I was doing like a challenge or something right now, I'd probably just start scaling in and just get as many contracts as I can to the downside here without touching stop loss and keeping it at break even. But in this case, again, just because of slippage and everything, I'm just going to keep it at 5. But again, this is nice rejection here to the upside. So I have my invalidation target here. Price might still push up higher and reject this fair value up once again and push lower, but I'm liking it. Body here, push to the wick of the bearish order block, bullish order block. Sorry, this is a bearish order block. Man, I am getting everything mixed up today. Right? We want to see this support price and push lower. We're in the macro right now. And if it stops me out at break even, so be it. Risk-free trade. Best thing you can be possibly in right now. Come on, price. Just drop. Ding, 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 ding. 6 a.m., 8 a.m. This is minor buy side here, guys. Minor buy side liquidity. And by buy side, sell side. Relative equal lows here below us. Again, a lot of good downside targets. But we'll see if this entry is going to be the entry. If not, I'm going to be letting price do whatever it wants till like 940, 950. 50 EMA. If you guys use EMAs, could be a problem. I don't know. I don't use EMAs. I haven't used them for many years and I never will, I think. But if it works for you guys and EMAs work, keep trading them. At the end of the day, it comes down to risk management. If you're a good risk manager, I think regardless of strategy, you should make money. Even coin flipping, you can make money, but you have to have like extreme, really good risk management. You cut your losers short and you let your winners run on coin flip strategy, you could possibly make money. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Price, what do you want to do here, man? All right. I'm going to leave it here. And this is like these are my thoughts here. It's just going to be a short here, going down all the way down here. If price tags me out, so be it. I'm not playing any deep pullbacks here. Or maybe just let's wait for the speech here at 9 o'clock. And then we'll close off the stream. You know, on a side note, guys, I'll probably be doing giveaways once I hit 1K subs. But if you guys want to support me on the channel, I have some affiliate codes. They're all down there below. So feel free to use code DOM, and it should secure the maximum discount available for the accounts that you want to get. Currently, I'm just trading with those two accounts, just FundedNext and my funded family, funded futures family. I have 3 funded accounts with the family, and I purchased 5 accounts with FundedNext today, which are currently in the challenge phase. So nice little push down, guys. Beautiful. You can definitely have your stop loss above here. Just don't ever want to see price go back into this fair value gap. Like, it rejected it, it displaced away from it. I am not a profitable trader, bro. All right. So, you know, right. There's the freaking speech there. And we're out. To be honest, I'm out for $10. I got it right there. So there you go. Stop loss was right there. There's the speech, guys. But anyways, closing out for the day. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, drop a like. And if not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Again, Witching Monday. I think we did well, to be honest. Even though there was like a half-hour loss there, we did manage to catch the interim level high here. Again, this market is just pushing in a freaking insane direction here of up. So, you know, stay safe, trade safe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Talk soon.